So we're starting out here on the Great Plateau, as it shows us in the corner there. Wow, look at that amazing sky. It's really beautiful. So many scenes like that. So here, shining in the grass, we have our first item. It's a tree branch. It's the first weapon we actually get, but we're not too terribly interested in most weapons in this playthrough, so I thought, well, I'll just drop it back down on the ground, pick it up so it's not a question mark anymore, but then it wouldn't let me, so that was kind of weird. It's like, oh, I can unequip it, but I can't drop it. But it's because of what we'll see here in a minute. It had to actually tell me how to use it first, so and that's fine. Took a couple of practice swings as Link here, and then it lets you drop it down, so because we don't need the tree branch, so I can go back. But up here we'll see the first item that I actually am interested in using. That's a Hylian shroom. So my idea with this sort of thing is anything that's, you know, animal or creature or whatever, that's not something I want to, you know, deal anything with, like engage with as far as hunting or, you know, whatever. And there's a little beetle on the on the tree there that flies away. I wasn't fast enough to grab it, but even then, that's the kind of thing that I would pass up in this playthrough. But things that are growing, like mushrooms or acorns from trees or apples or herbs that you find and flowers and things like that, those are things I still plan to use as we go along here. So, but not, you know, lizards and bugs and or any hunting or anything like that. So there's a bird that we startled, and there it goes off into the distance there. Another tree branch, but we don't need that. But some more mushrooms. So these will be good for cooking eventually when we get to that.
Link. Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
So here's our first look at the map. It doesn't really show that much yet, other than our new quest destination. It says follow the Sheikah slate. So, but eventually we'll actually fill the map in and you'll be able to see stuff on it. But for now it's just a big empty space. There's a little butterfly over there. Those plants. It's really nice to just look at some of the stuff, the scenic view and everything. Got some stairs that are well worn here and overgrown. Now we've come to our first apple tree. I was trying to remember where the jump button was for a second there. Take a practice jump and grab the apple. I still have quite a bit of trouble with apples and trees, as we'll see going forward, but the lower hanging ones are easier to get, but it's those ones that are out on the far branches that you have to jump to reach. Those ones are the ones that give me trouble still. But here I was thinking, well, I see it over there, but let me try just jumping over onto this cliff that's really close by. See if I can just grab it from there. It turns out that no, I couldn't do that. It just gives you the climb down prompt and not the ability to grab the apple. So I still have to jump for it anyway. But luckily I grabbed it on the first try, and this one, later on, that won't be the case. But here's the fellow we saw earlier, off in the distance there. So let's talk to him and see what he has to say. And here I remembered you could actually control the camera a little bit, so I moved it around. But then the game moved it around for me. This is not me controlling it. But you can spin the camera while you're talking to people. So I remembered this part from before. Oh, but then I had to ask him what he's doing. I think seeing more discussions, but moving the camera a little bit more and playing around with it. So he talks about a baked apple here, and you can see it lying over there by the fire. And I really thought it was pretty cool that the game did this, but so I thought, well, I'll just pick it up. But then I feel a little bad about taking his baked apple. It's great. I love that they did that. They basically just poked fun at, running around taking everything you see. But then he's like, oh, he's just joking. So I thought, well, I still feel bad about taking your apple, buddy, because it was yours. So I'll try cooking one, because I remember that you could, using this fire here. So I had to remember how to use the feature to hold things in your hand. It was a little bit more complex than it maybe needed to be, but so I made it so Link had a apple in his hand, and then there's this little cursor that shows up, and it's kind of weird. It's like, okay, I have to aim where I want to drop it, and so I thought, okay, I'll drop it close to the fire so it'll bake it, and then it just rolled by Link's feet. It's like, oh, great, okay. So I had to try again. It was a little bit of a little bit difficult with this process here, so I thought, all right, a little closer. There, now it's baking, so it worked good. And there we go, baked apple. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just take that one, and now that I know how that works, since I have more apples, I'll just bake some more, and then leave one for the old guy. I was trying to drop one, actually, and then I realized it didn't let you drop it from the food inventory, which that was kind of weird, but like, well, all I could do is eat it, so I just have to make him another one and just leave it for him. So I threw it on there, and it looked like it was baking, and then it didn't. So I was like, oh gosh, again. How many times am I going to have to do this? All this for the old fellow's baked apple replacement. And then I tried one more time. I threw it right on the fire, and it still rolled off, and it didn't bake. So I said, the heck with it. Here's your apple. If you can bake it yourself. And here's another item. It's a torch. I look at this as more of a tool than a weapon, even though you can use it as a weapon.
What?
Now here, I didn't have a good response. I didn't want to say as a weapon, and I really didn't want to say to set things on fire, even though that's kind of what you do with the torch. And I could have picked it to secret, but that sounded kind of shady. So I was like, choose an option, bad or worse. None of them were ones that I wanted to pick, so I just went with that. But, yeah, the torch is useful. I feel like there's probably going to be some spots in the game where I'll need it, so I decided to take it here. Maybe not, though. I may not need it. We'll see. So here he teaches us about locking on, and so I did some practice of that on the old man.